Hey everybody, Ghost Cat here. Welcome back to Prototech or Bust, the series where I start from scratch and work to acquire prototech of my very own. In today's episode, the cat tree gets a bar, somebody wins their first battle, and there is a rapid disassembly. So, without further ado, we are off like a herd of turtles. And remember, for more Space Engineers feline antics, do the things. Yep, you know the ones. So, I've been thinking about how I want to remodel this base. I think the easiest way to do it is just to go floor by floor. I've kind of figured out what I want in each section, so now it's just a matter of implementing it. This top section, the way it was originally built, you can't really tell from this side because of all the damage it sustained. But if you come to the other side, it's basically the same. You've got the sliding doors on each side, and then the single door that leads into this intersection. So, it looks like this used to be an airlock on each end, with the pressurized section in the middle leading into the base. I think I want to keep this one over here as an airlock. This will be our way in on the top level. We'll set it up with all the timer blocks and everything we need to make it a fully functional airlock, and we'll be able to save our oxygen and not keep burning through it and having to replace it with ice. This section over here, that used to be the other airlock, I think I'm going to wall off and connect to this inner pressurized area, and we'll make this the control room for our ship braking area. This allows full visibility of what's going on. You can see our ship up there doing its thing, still working on this Factorum ship, and it'll give us a chance to set up the control panels and everything to have the station side of the PAM script going. I'm going to start working on that, and I'll catch up with you folks when I've got some progress to report. So everybody, our home renovation project is proceeding quite well. This is our new fully functional airlock. Got buttons outside both doors, so if you're outside and the doors are closed, you can get in. And then you got the button here, which will close the doors, repressurize the room, and then open this door. It's a bit slow and clunky because I've just got the timers on 1 second integers. At some point, I'll go through and set it up so it's a bit more precise. I just haven't gotten to it yet. And in here, we've got our entry area. We've got cargo access right here. Got an armory locker there to keep any weapons in. Got a couple of LCD panels that at some point will be getting actual information. Right now these are just placeholders. Then you come over here and we've got our ship braking control area. Got the programmable block that allows us to have the PAM controller set up. This panel here gives us our information as well as our controls. And then we got some control consoles set up and whatnot. At some point, I'm sure I'll assign real things to these buttons and various monitors. Then you look out here and you can see the Junkyard Tom still breaking down this Factorum ship. At some point, I might weld up a second ship breaker. Maybe call it the Shipyard Tim. But in any event, this whole section, as you can see, is airtight. I can open up my helmet. I also went ahead and did the next level down, our little habitation area, at least the start of it. We've got our kitchen facilities, and a bed, a restroom, and a shower. And luckily this section was already pretty airtight, so I had to replace one window, and other than that, it held air. Down here is the next section I'm going to get to work on. This will be our ship-wide control center. I'm going to have to knock out these batteries and this section here and expand it a bit, but I've got the space, so I'm going to get to work on that, and I'll get back with you folks in just a moment. Well folks, I've got the control room finished-ish, so let's take a look at it. Over here, we've got a bunch of consoles, got our main power console. It's got all power, reactor output, and battery levels, as well as a button to take the batteries off recharge in the event that we need the battery power. Over here, we've got the main console that has all the docking information. I don't know why they're not alphabetized, but that's the way they are. Shows you which berth and which ship is docked there. We've got targeting information for when I add weapons to this, because at some point we may find ourselves being visited by some of the various entities in the star system. We also have a readout of our ammunition supplies to let us know what we've got in the station stockpile, and that is separate from what's on the jump ship and what's on any of our combat ships. Over here, we got the windows out to look at the tanks. It's one thing I did when I was redesigning this, is opened it up, put windows all the way around to give it a more open feel, so you don't feel like you're in a basement or a dungeon. Over here we've got the programmable block that's making a lot of these LCD readouts possible. It is running the automatic LCD2 script, which is one that always makes it into my builds one way or the other. So here we've got a readout of our available gases, hydrogen, and oxygen, and it tells us the amount of ice we have, which is currently 0. As well as a list of all of our ores. Now on this side of the panel, we've got a list of all the components we have in stock, and a list of all of our ingots, so that we can just check on our supplies from the main control area. Now that the control room's complete, the next level down, let me grind this out of the way, it's going to depressurize our area. Down here, we have the main entry level. This is the level that has the walkway that heads out to the jump ship with a little airlock on the end of it, so I'm going to probably start out at that end there and start making it airtight as I work my way in. And my plan is to turn this into a main entry level that will also have our medical room, so that we can just run in here and get energy and health and whatnot, as well as being our main respawn point should anything untoward happen when we're out and about. So I'm going to get a start on redoing this whole area. First things first, I'm going to have to enclose it so we're not open to space. So I'll catch up with you folks when it's complete. Well folks, I may have gotten a little bit ahead of myself and done a bit more than the one floor I said I was going to do before I got back to you, so let's go take a look at what I've managed to come up with. This is our main entry airlock. Got the external button. This one is fully functional and automated. Got an armory here in case we want to leave any weapons inside the gate. I'll cycle this airlock real quick. Every once in a while it doesn't quite work, so let's try that again. And I don't know why it's doing that. There it goes. Every once in a while, or sometimes more than once in a while, as you saw, the things don't quite work right. I need to rework the way I've got things set up so that it works every time. In here, we've got some cargo access. Nice little viewport to look out on the planet. And then we come into the main level. I've got it set up. We've got our medical station here, so we can juice up and heal up and get everything we need. And then it's like a little spaceport lobby. Got a little seating area, a bar, and a jukebox for people to listen to music. Here we've got another airlock that just leads out to the back and provides access to the stairs that lead up and down each side of the station. Now from here we can head down to the next level, and this is going to be our combat control center. In here I've got 2 custom turret controllers for turrets that I haven't yet built, but we'll get to at some point. And here's a little fire control center. Over here we've got the defensive block to watch for enemies coming in, and then a broadcast controller to let us know when enemies are coming in if we're flying around the station or out and about. If you go down one more level, it takes us into this little airlock area, and this one is not set up at all. Everything has to be done manually, pressurizing, depressurizing, but this will come around and bring you out to the bottommost level, where we've got this little hangar I'm working on. If you recall, a while back I captured a small grid Prototech thruster. This hangar is where I'll store the ship that I plan to build around that. A little personal yacht / fighter. We'll see what it turns into, but I'm hoping to get a small grid Prototech jump drive to tap on there, and we can take that little craft wherever we want. But that is a task for another day. Now that I've accomplished a fair bit of work on remodeling this base, I think I may have had enough building for today and might want to move on to something a bit more exciting. But first, let's come take a look at what the Junkyard Tom has been doing. He's got this ship pretty well torn down. We're down to just this little front section here, and before too long, this whole ship will be gone, and we'll be able to move one of our other wrecks over here. We do still have these 2 wrecked Bobcats that we've got to tear down, gather all the ammo from, and recycle all the components, so that we can do what I was thinking of doing next. I think I'm going to print us up another Bobcat so that we can go and check out another Factorum encounter. We've got a fairly fresh one off in this direction, so I think it'll give us plenty of time to set up a Bobcat, hook it up to our jump ship, and then maybe actually get this drone out for a spin, give her a test drive, and see how she does. So I'm going to head over here, print up that Bobcat, and I'll be with you folks in just a moment. Alright everyone, here we are, outfitted and ready to go. Let's go check out this Factorum encounter. Well folks, it appears that we're now on a timer again. 30 minutes left for this encounter. The jump drive dropped me in a bit further out than what I expected, so just waiting for it to recharge and then we're headed for fun. Alright, here we are. Just over 9 kilometers out. Let's get this drone set up and we'll head on in. Alright, the drone should be set to follow me, so let's see if it does. Alright, I just didn't have the task block turned on. Alright, here it comes. Right on. Let's see if this guy will follow us into battle. Well, I may have had its speed limit turned down to 10 meters per second, so I turned that up. Hopefully he'll follow a little closer now. Not following very well, but we'll get up here and we'll wait for a minute once we're just outside the range at which the AI blocks start targeting the enemy, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, he seems to be following along pretty good now. And we are just over 3 kilometers away. Starting to see stuff. We should go combat active. Ouch. Well, that guy must not have any weapons anymore, since the turrets aren't targeting him. Let's head back over here. And it looks like, off there, our drone is having a little battle with one of the other ships. I don't know how it's going, but we'll go check on that in a bit. First, I want to claim this grid, as long as there's no more weapons, so that we can come back and claim the spoils of our victory. Oh, we still got weapons. Well, it just said self-destruct sequence aborted, so that's good. We'll come to a stop, since no one's shooting at us. Go claim some grids, and then go check out what's going on with the interceptor drone. Alright, it's another one of these bases. Whoa. Is that what the other end of it looked like? Had one of these on it? Weird. We don't have that at our base. Maybe we'll take this one. But first, it's grid claiming time, just so they don't despawn. Would you look at that, folks? That is a small grid Prototech refinery. That's new. We haven't gotten one of those yet. Let's see if I can hack this without over-grinding it. I can't really tell since my inventory's full, so... There's a connection point. Alright, that belongs to us now as well. So I think that's everything. Oh, would you look at that? It looks like the interceptor is returning. That must mean it won a great victory. That's exciting. Let's wait a minute and see how she looks when she gets back. Take a minute to look at our ship that actually survived rather well. I did put a defensive block on it to try to get my turrets to target at a further range, but I don't know if I didn't have it set up right or what, but it didn't seem to be doing what it was supposed to do. I'll take a look at it and see if I can't get it to work the way it's supposed to. I bet I just forgot to turn it on or something. But would you look at that, folks? It did not make it back in one piece, but it made it back, which means it won the battle. Or whatever it was chasing destroyed the combat block, but that's pretty amazing. And now it's trying to freak out. Welcome back, buddy. Alright, well, that appears to be a great victory all around. The drone proved to be somewhat effective. It distracted at least one enemy and came back alive, so I assume that it successfully defeated it, so... What's going on here? Let's get rid of these.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
So that reinforcements don't suddenly arrive. I just keep an eye out for something new spawning in. But I think we should be good. Yeah, I might have to... Well, no. I can't steal this arm because it would stick right out into our ship breaking area. I don't know, maybe I will. And then I'll just keep the ships above it and the docked ships below it. We'll have to see. But first, it's time to loot. However, I forgot to bring our block ferry, so I may have to go back to the jump ship and then hop back to our base, grab the block ferry, and then head back here. I'm gonna do that real quick, and I will be with you folks in a moment. So everybody, I went and got the block ferry, and as I was coming back and getting ready to start looting this base, I noticed that in the direction I'm currently pointing, at about 15 kilometers, is a space pirate mayday. So, I'm gonna head in that direction and check it out, and we'll see what's going on over here. And after that, we'll take a look at the base and see what kind of loot we got. whatever it is, it's on this asteroid. There don't appear to be any weapons. The turrets aren't picking up on anything, so I'm gonna jump out and see what's going on here. Whoa. Whatever that is, it's angry. There. Detooth him. Looks like we got a hydrogen tank. Hydrogen engine. Unclaimed blocks will despawn in 2 hours. I suppose that doesn't really matter to me. I'm just coming to see what kind of loot they got. Well, I'll take some uranium. Ooh, some weapons, some cylinders, some uranium. I'll take it all. And we got a tunnel that leads up to another section of the base, I'm guessing. I did see one around the other side when we were coming in. So let's go check that out. See what's going on up here. Does not appear to be much. We've got a little platform. We've got an oxygen farm. We've got a collector. Huh. Alright. Fancy. Well, let's head back to that Factorum base we just captured and take a look around, see what all's there. Well, folks, deep within the bowels of this base we just captured, we have another fantastic find. I give to you the Prototech assembler. Now, we can create all the Prototech components we want, assuming we have enough Prototech scrap, as well as the other raw materials to fill out the recipe. So, I'm gonna go grab our block ferry and get this pulled out of here. And then after that, I'm gonna loot the rest of the base, gather it all together so we can see what all we got. And after that, we can head back to the cat tree. So everybody, we ended up with quite the tasty haul of goodies here. We've got some tools and weapons and a bunch of regular components, but what I'm really excited about are these Prototech components. We got a frame, we got some panels, we got some circuitry, some capacitors, some propulsion units, and some machinery. Got a little bit of everything here. We also got quite a few ingots and a bunch of ore, as well as 32,000 kilos of ice, so I would say this is a pretty good haul. In addition to that, we've got the Prototech itself. We managed to pull 2 new gyroscopes out of the shipping containers, as well as that Prototech assembler I found down in the bottom of the station, and the small grid Prototech refinery. So I'm going to strap this cargo container to our jump ship, and then we'll give this Factorum base the send-off she deserves. Alright folks, the countdown has begun. Here we go. 3, 2, 1... And there it is, folks. Goodbye to that Factorum base. Now let's grab our stuff and head for home. And here we go. Next stop, the cat tree. Well, everybody, I just got back to the base and look who I found. Where have you been, Luna? In the neighbor's yard chasing down space mice? I kinda thought so. Because we need to keep the air in. Alright, well, we'll get that taken care of in just a moment. Well, folks, it looks like our time together has come to an end. It goes so fast sometimes. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I certainly have. Next time, we'll get that Prototech assembler installed. Probably do a bunch of remodeling down in the asteroid base to accommodate it, and probably do a refit of our entire production system. And, as per usual, go chase down some more Factorum encounters. So, I will see you folks then. Until next time, as always, have a great day and a Happy New Year.